Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 4 of the Alienware Cup Grand Finals. This one may be going the distance. LGD China, they've struck back. They've forced a Game 4. They now trail NAVI 1-2 in this best of 5. It's the Alienware Cup brought to you by MasterCard as well as Alienware. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Lumi, and we're about to hop into the draft for game number 4.
And Bat Rider.
And
We'll see.
And it's a NAVI Bat Rider, too.
So, again, the question remains, is this a Dendy Bat or is this a Funnic Bat? Last time when the Bat Rider was selected, it wasn't just a bat. It was kind of the semi-global pressure that a bat as well as a Klings could exert over the enemy jungle, over the enemy lanes, and they just could not get a single creep. Not only that, they also have Nature's Prophet on top of that. So it was a draft for them and also something to take away from LG China because I felt like that was one of their heroes to win with. Meanwhile, LG China has gone NAVI mode, and they picked up Dragon Knight and Chen
Role
himself.
reversal.
Yeah, and then Gyrocopter. This is the first time they have gotten this hero in quite a while.
Interesting pickups here from LGD. Obviously, quite a strong late game lineup. 2 carries that dish out a lot of AoE damage. The tanky frontliner and the Dragon Knight. Their laning stage, well, can they actually shut down a Bat Rider? That's the big question for me. Dendy, he's got some targets he can look to pick off here. Prophet can always be the +1 for those ganks. And we'll just have to see how the laning goes for LGD. That's always the concern. When you get the Dragon Knight early, it's not that he loses horribly to everyone, but he rarely dominates his lane. And against Bat, that's a matchup where he could really struggle.
And Chinese teams are only teams in the world that will send a DK versus Bat mid.
Dowit's had some good DK games, but I don't know how many of those have come laning against Dendy on Bat. That's tough.
To me, this is like throwing a Dragon Knight into the meat grinders. Like, what do you do against a Bat mid? What can you do against a Bat mid?
That meat grinder's been getting a lot of action lately. Every game, somebody's going into the meat grinder.
Well, I mean, when you have things like DK versus Mag, or
it's very
that's
true.
it's like a little bit more even. But like DK versus Bat, oh god.
We'll have to see. For NAVI, they're going to work on their 3rd pick now. No supports picked up. The Rubik for Kuraki is available. You could tell I was really thinking about that pronunciation.
Yeah, for a bit. Last time when he played against Gyrocopter, had a ton of spells being stolen. Call down. I think he stole a couple of boats here from the Kunkka as well. I don't think you need to draft him a little bit too early. I don't think Gyrocopter alone is warrant a pickup. But what it does give you is a instant initiation against, let's say if Gyrocopter has a BKB or DK has a BKB and you want to initiate against them. Blink Lift is as good as any here. Of course, Bat Rider fulfills that role a little bit, so I don't think there is any kind of high impact that you need to get from your Rubik, so maybe you actually pick Bane Elemental here. I think that's a better support against these 2
Shadow
kills.
Demon is decent in this game.
Sure, yeah.
If you get Dragon Tail, you sort of like if you're up against Beastmaster Roar, you just disrupt that hero, completely negates the initiation. It's a decent option for them, but I think Bane, he's got ways to do it. The BKB carries more reliably, so might be the slightly stronger pickup. We'll have to see what they go for. They don't have the carry for Havost, and that's the interesting question. Do they maybe go for something like a Shadow Demon Anti-Mage here? I feel that would be a very strong core. Great split push, and they'll start with a Shadow Demon. If they want to go Anti-Mage now, I don't know that LGD has a lot of ways to deal with that.
Well, they add one more in the form of a Beastmaster. How strange you pick a Beastmaster against a Shadow Demon, right?
Where is he going to lane? Bat Rider can crush him in the lane. He can't really off-lane against an Anti-Mage, if that, or even against the Shadow Demon +1 on anything.
I think he might be off-lane.
Off-lane
it just doesn't work that well.
It's so weak. I don't really see another way for them to do this. Dragon Knight can't off-lane. Gyrocopter Cannon is a part of a tri-lane, but not solo. And no matter how they lane this, the Bat Rider is going to have a good time. Whether he's jungle, whether he's mid, whether he's safe lane 1v1 against Beastmaster. It does, even off-lane, he'll still do all right. I mean, there's just no way to shut down this Bat. And now we have to see a Keeper of the Light ban, because NAVI still needs that second.
It's banned out.
Oh, it's already banned
out.
Okay.
LG China, maybe they saw this one coming. Xiaoe does love his Beastmaster solo mid.
So why do you think you go Phantom Lancer here over Anti-Mage?
That's a good question. I think it just adds a little bit more split push for the LG.
Because Anti-Mage is the more active carry. It's more of a Havost here, I feel, because you could just come into the fights, and once you have enough items, just go and fight. PL still, even when he's pretty big, wants to kind of siege away, chip away, play it safe, split push all day. It's not that Havost can't play that style, but it's not normally what he does.
I agree with you, and I think the second style that you talked about with, slow, chipped away far more, that's a style that LG is a little bit more comfortable playing against. They're not as good playing against the anti-mage that jumps at you at 25 minutes, say, hey, we want to fight now.
Yeah, the other thing I would like about an anti-mage pick is he can zone out the Beastmaster better than a Phantom Lancer early on. Mana Break just ruins that hero. Obviously, PL is still going to scale very well late game. They have the Shadow Demon on their side. Navi, if this goes late enough, it will be hard for LGD. They do have flat cannon. They've got Dragon Knight with some AoE, albeit not nearly as much as the gyro. They have ways to clear the illusions, but with Phantom Lancer, it's never about clearing them once. It's about clearing them constantly, because they keep on coming.
And there's a Nyx Assassin being picked up here.
Wow, triple melee hero lineup, and also a Chen, so greedy from LGD.
I mean, this is fairly an aura-based pushing strat with the Beastmaster, Chen Creep, your Dragon Knight drums, AC, whatever. So I feel like LGD has a lot of bullets in their early rifle, whatever you call it, and just go. Hard to push against Bat, hard to push against a team that could split push and take your tier 1 towers. But this is a lineup that has a lot of sustain from a Chen. So if they find like a 1 or 2 man pickoff, they could go. Meanwhile, Navi goes back to the Doom. This harks back to TI1 finals. Against
Doom. It's going to be a 4-position Doom.
Taking a page out of Tong Fu Shansheng.
You know, they can totally do this, too. I actually love this pick. Gives you some much-needed lockdown against a Nyx Assassin in particular, but even these other heroes. BKB carriers are not going to be as effective against Lasso, Purge, and Doom. And the big thing is, LGD can't really go aggressive. If they go aggressive, it's a gyro. Their strongest tri-lane would be a gyro, a Nyx, and a Chen. That's not very strong. Navi would be fine against that, and they can get away with the Jungle Doom. They've gone for Phantom Lancer, and they have Prophet. Such great split push, great lockdown for them. Not the most team fight, but with this amount of split push, you never have to team fight. You can always just find pickoffs.
Well, we finally get a little bit of better information of how the lane actually ends up to be. It's going to be Xiao Beastmaster going up top. It's going to be Dragon Knight being handled by Yao going mid, and everybody else going bot. Sylar on the gyrocopter. Chan's going to be handled by DD. And we're going to have DDC walking up top here and perhaps dropping an early Observe Ward.
Yeah, it'll be tough times for Xiao in the offlane as the Beastmaster. LGD, they trail 1-2 in this best of 5. It's your Alienware Cup Grand Finals brought to you by Beyond the Summit, made possible by our wonderful sponsors Alienware, as well as MasterCard, and our organizer, DPM Interactive. If you guys want to support the tournament, you can head over to facebook.com/AlienwareCup, like the page, head over to the Twitter, twitter.com/AlienwareCup, follow the Twitter, and you can even subscribe to the YouTube for VODs. There are spoiler-free VODs available as well at alienwarecup.com. There's a giveaway. 100 compendiums will be given out. Directions and more information about that are available at the Facebook. Thank you all for joining us. This could be our last match of the tournament. It's been a hell of a ride. And on the dire side, on that note, we've got Navi leading 2-1. Puppy on the Shadow Demon. Havost the Phantom Lancer. Kuroki playing the Doom. The mid lane will be Dendi on the Bat, and the off lane, it'll be a hero we've seen a lot before for Funnick, the Nature's Prophet.
It hasn't been a single minute of gameplay just yet. I'm going to say LG already falling behind. I'm not sure how Puppy saw this particular Observe Ward that they placed up top. Got dewarded. Ancient Cam got warded off, and what do you do as Beastmaster now? You are completely boned.
So did he just blindly put a sentry there?
That's why we say, how did he saw me? But I don't really know.
Also, he's blocked the Ancients. This is big, because even though Phantom Lancer can't really fully kill a Beastmaster early on, Lance Spam will slowly work him out of the lane. It's still something where Anti-Mage is stronger at zoning, but it's not horrible. And Beastmaster offlane, you really want to stack Ancients. The Gyro can farm them later. They can maybe stack some neutrals for the Beastmaster and help him catch up that way, but this is always the weakness of the offlane Beast. He cannot go into the jungle and be nearly as effective as a Darkseer, a Bat Rider, a Prophet, your other premier offlane heroes.
Meanwhile, the Meat Grinder in the mid lane, Yao's actually doing quite okay here. Does have an early magic stick, and he's actually handling himself at least fine for now. Got up to like 8 stacks.
He's farming really well.
Yeah, he's actually got like every single last. Is he going for boots first? He is. Not going to go for the greedy bottle first. Just want to survive at this lane. And magic stick should be enough regen to last him until the next bottle comes up.
Meanwhile, Puppy doing a bit of pulling. He'll deny a creep here and there. Xiao trying to find those scraps of experience wherever he can. And then our offlane, we'll see what Funnick gets out. He's actually getting very little right now. But remember, Navi's running a jungle Doom. So even if Funnick gets shut down, Kuroki, already level 3. He's got the bottle. He's found one of the ideal creeps to farm with early, the Dark Troll Summoner. And he's going to have a fantastic time. So even if their Prophet gets shut down, their Doom isn't. And I would say Navi's still coming out in great shape here through the laning.
Xiao in a little bit of trouble up top here. He's going to eat a Disruption to
Warcraft
Lance on top. I think they're going to go for a Surround. The Surround's not there. The Lance going to slow them down a little bit. He's got a ton of damage because of that Soul Catcher, but not enough to actually kill him. Avos does have another Lance, but not going to chase.
No surround there yet, but you can just see the problem for offlane Beast. He can salve up, he can stay alive, he might get a bottle, but this is where you're a little bit low, you're out of mana, you'd love to go stack the Ancients. Unfortunately, he can't do that. I would honestly say the Jungle Doom for Navi is getting more off the map than he is, and sure, Funnick's level 1, he's not doing great as an offlaner, but his job is not to farm right now, it's to shut down the jungle game of the Nyx, and You can see the Nyx still level 1. DDC has not been able to use this camp at all.
The strangest thing to me is that Yao is actually zoning Dendi out on the mid lane. We say that DK doesn't lane well, but apparently not. He's actually straight up beating him bad. Magic Stick OP, he's leading in terms of CS. Got a little bit more, got less deny, excuse me. But hey, can't expect too much out of this DK, right?
We'll have to see. So far, Yao's doing a lot better than expected. 12-0, like you said, it gets a bit harder once Dendi is 6 and the threat of a Flaming Lasso. Also, you always have to still worry about a Prophet teleport gank, a Sprout coming through, as well as the Jungle Doom. Those are the X factors for Navi. They've got a lot of X factors, and even a Shadow Demon Smoke gank could pose some trouble. Sylar pushing in the bottom lane. They've been forced out an early glyph here from Navi. LGD, they want to gain a tower advantage early on. And for the time being, Sylar continuing to push the early Reign of Basilius, +2 armor to all his creeps, making the difference there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I really can't get this push off because Chen hasn't really come and helped. I'm surprised they're making this push. DD playing very puppy-esque in the fact that he's not really contributing too much to his team, just farming away, trying to get that quick level 5, 6. Once he gets it, though, everybody else should be a lot safer. Hard to kill that Beast Smasher up top. Already quite naturally tanky, thanks to his high HP and armor.
You know, the funny thing about Doom Jungle is it's pretty easy to shut him down if you just, you know, run an aggressive jungle Enchantress or something like that. But if you don't shut him down, he's one of the fastest junglers in the game, especially if you get the right creeps. If he gets a Wildkin, he could really accelerate. But already level 4, nearly 5 at 4 minutes in. He'll find a Haster in top. Would have loved to bottle it, but he'll go to Dendi here.
And that's going to be dangerous for the Dragon Knight.
He's got Lasso.
Yeah.
In 1 creep.
Well, that's where the deny comes in. Yeah, not even a full HP. Does have Bottle now, though, and of course 6 charges on the Magic Wand. So if he stays at full HP, I think he might be okay. Although if you get dragged back to the tier 1 tower on the other side, maybe not. Shaohui
getting a lot out of this off lane. He's level 3. It's still just when is Kuroki going to strike? When is he going to leave this jungle and look to go? He'll probably wait until he has access to Doom, but for the time being, not using it. LGD continue to farm the bottom lane. Sylar now maybe looking to push. DD only level 4, only 1 creep up for him. LGD trying to, in game 4, trailing Navi 1-2 in the best of 5. They want to take the first tower of this game. They might yet be able to do it. Shaohui's doing a really nice job, though. I'm honestly, I did not expect him to get this much experience.
I also did not expect Yao to do this well in the mid lane as well. Chen gonna destroy the tower on the bot lanes. It seems like LGD is winning every single lane. Dendi thought about assisting on the bot lane with the Haste, got there a little bit too late. I don't think he's gonna kill Yao mid either, especially now he's in dragon form. So LGD winning every single lane? You can't say Shaohui is winning top, but he's getting a lot more than what he should get.
I don't think they're winning the lanes because they've lassoed Yao. This could be your first blood. In comes Kurokai. He doesn't have Doom yet, though. Yao dropping low. Not dead yet, but it will be the first blood. And that's the jungle Doom for you. Kuroki comes in, a little bit of additional damage. He's actually found critical strikes, so some right-click power for him early on.
That was a misplay by Yao. He's got 15 charges on the Magic Stick. You had DDC teleporting in. Why do you not use it? I'm not sure.
He might have died anyway. A few napalm stacks up, was in Firefly, but potentially could have lived a tiny bit longer. I think ultimately would have gone down there.
Well, that's a tough one to call, but DDC is going to get a little bit of EXP on the mid lane as a result. Dragon Knight TSP back in, and back to full HP he goes.
So off of that, if we look at how the game's developing right now, they have a free farm Phantom Lancer traded for a free farm Gyro. We'll call that a wash. Both heroes are really strong late game. The Prophet isn't doing much in terms of his own levels. 4 on Funnick, actually okay, because they pushed the tier 1 early. LGD did get the first tower. I would say overall it's actually quite an even game.
Bot lane here. Impale's going to hit on Funnick, and Sylar already rocketing, but there's really no follow-up. DDC waiting for another Impale cooldown. I'm not sure whether you want to chase that deep, because here comes Dendi flying over the trees. That's too big of a dive.
They're chasing too far for this. Impale comes through. Flame breaks there. They might get the kill on Funnick, but Dendi think he can go back in. The Rocket Barrage cooling down. Here comes the Cavalry. Oh, they have Yao. That's why. They've got the +1. Now the cooldown comes through. The early engagement will go LGD's way. Didn't expect Yao, and now they're sending Sylar back. Can he get back to Fountain Time? No, he can't. Denied by DDC, and they're going to kill Kuroki.
Wow.
Well, if it was just the 2 of them, I think it was too big of a dive, but they had 4 show up, and that makes it actually a great fight.
Great rotation. As soon as Dendi left, Yao just says, hey, man, I'm going to go too. He took the long way around, but got there just in time. That's going to be his power threats. And
oh, they're not done yet. The DDC in a lot of trouble. Funnick is probably going to kill him with these illusions. Needs 1 or 2 more rounds.
The TP. Funnick's going to come and Sprout misses. No Impale, nothing here on this guy, and he goes down. Nice pickoff.
Yeah, he's got to run now. Yeah, I was thinking about chasing him. Oh, man. That was great play by Funnick. Even while dead, from the grave, he's chipping away at that Nyx Assassin, brings him down, and That's an X is getting close to 6. Meanwhile, Dendi, Firefly up, looking to go top lane. He's diving deep for this one. Xiaowei is going to be caught unawares. There's your lance to start. No roar, no way out. Flame Break could come through any moment. They'll just start with the lasso, not using the Flame Break first. Holding on to it. There's your Hand of God. Xiaowei gets off the roar. Puppey will fall to the tower. Nice turnaround from LGD. Lasso for a roar. 1 for 1. A Beastmaster for a Shadow Demon. Slight edge off of that to NAVI, but very slight.
Yeah, I mean, when you get 3-man gank and you get a kill as a result because of 3-man gank, yeah, you're happy on LGD. DDC got the full experience of that kill. Now level 6 as a support Nyx Assassin. I think LGD off to a pretty good start considering that they had some of the sketchiest lane possible against NAVI.
Did the game just lag?
I'm okay here.
Okay, looks like I'm lagging. Hopefully that'll recover soon. I'm clapping my hands together. I'm praying to my Dota god, Sylar. Oh, there we go. Looks like the perfect world server's just having a tiny bit of a hiccup on my end, but you didn't miss too much action. So let me, looking at the bigger picture for this game, LGD has the much stronger 5-man lineup, whereas for NAVI, they have the split push pick-off lineup. Which team's in a better position to accomplish their goals right now?
I think NAVI just in their experience to split push and as well as, well, to gank and then split push off of that. But here comes the tier 1 tower push from LGD. Bad is very close to Blink, and last time when he got the Blink Dagger, he got the bot lane and got a double kill for his allies. If he has a similar impact in this game, I'm going to go with NAVI still despite being down. But back in the mid lane, Xiaowei looking for a roar. They don't get this one though. Tier 1 tower does go down. Do keep in mind that LGD have very, very powerful push. And Bat Rider is one of the best heroes to have to defend a push against. So it really comes down to whether Dendi gets roar when he jumped in or whether he does not get roar when he jumps in.
Yeah, there's always disruption, even if you get roared. So a lot of that comes down to Puppey's positioning. Generally, he's on point. I think for LGD, taking a tier 1, that's exactly what they need. They want to get the BKB up on Gyro for Sylar and then continue to force some fights. NAVI in the mid game, I favor them because they can spread the map easily with Phantom Lancer, Prophet, and they can find pickoffs with Doom Bat Rider. So I think for LGD, this next 5 to 10 minutes is where they really need to get ahead in terms of map control. A tier 1 mid, a tier 1 bottom is a good start. I'd like to see the tier 1 top go down and then also some aggressive wards. And once you have your next item, start to force a fight near Roshan or near the tier 2s. So I think slight edge to NAVI if LGD doesn't force the issue over the next 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, could go either way.
Yeah, LGD doesn't seem like they're forcing issue. If you look at Yao, he's delivering an Ogre Club to himself. I feel like if LGD feels very confident with their clean play, they would have gone for a Shadow Blade. Just win around the map, get pick off, and then go push tower. But it seems like they noticed that they're going to be defending a lot. Speaking of defending, DDC maybe a little bit of trouble. He's going to land at least a one-man Pel. Kaldan's going to follow through. Defensive disrupt like you pointed out, but Sylar already getting to work. Funnick just walked back out, trying to TP out, but he can't really do so. Great net coming out from DD so far. Dendi hovering on the left side, looking for a jump, but his allies is already out. So another push from NAVI, not really working out. And I think LG is going to transition to a push bot.
Yeah, that's the one danger for NAVI. If they try and force a tower and they give up a kill, then LGD already have 5 grouped in a lane. The lanes aren't being pushed out on the other side of the map by NAVI, so it's just like a natural setup for LGD to say, okay, we're going to push and go for a tier 2. And that could be a big boon for them. They already have some basic items up on a lot of these heroes. If they take towers, they'll get the early BKB, the Shadow Blade, or the BKB for Yao. Like, actually, you said it. 2 double BKB for this team. It's coming fairly soon. Tower Gold's really going to accelerate that. And NAVI, even though they've got Doom and Lasso, they don't have that much damage yet. They need this Gyro to farm more. They got to buy time for Havost, because at this point in the game, their 5-man clashes all about getting the jump. In a direct 5v5 clash with no clear advantage, LGD should prevail, and just nice reactions from them. That was a tough dive for NAVI.
Yeah, and we haven't really talked about this at all, but you talk about it's all about the jump. Beastmaster Hawk is a really, really underrated part of the hero. He is scouting away into the enemy jungle right now. If he micros it well enough, you could spot Dendi from coming in, and you'll be a lot more ready for that jump with your Roar, with your Dragon Tail. It's going to be up to Dendi to find those jumps, and to be honest, I'm not too sure whether he'll find it before his Force Staff is finished. When you get the jump, immediate lasso, and then Force Staff back before the enemy team can react, then you can set something up. But I feel like between Dragon Tail and Roar, they will lock Dendi down when he jumps in.
So this I find very interesting. Havost, I believe he's used this build before. He's gone for the Midas, and it looks like he's heading into Vlad's now.
Yep.
I know the Chinese commentators were extremely critical. I think 2009 did not like this build at all in Phantom Lancer. What are your thoughts on the build this game? Do you think it's going to pan out? And what does he need to do now that he's gone for these items?
I want to reserve my criticism for this build because I don't really understand it. I'm not sure what it's trying to do. It feels like it's for a little bit of early game. Dendi spreading some flame with his Firefly. It just feels like it doesn't accomplish that much. If you want to split push, I feel like Yasha and Manta are a little bit better. If you just want to survive and take early game fight, I like drums more. So What is this? Is this for your allies? I don't know.
Yeah, it gives you some armor. I guess it helps you profit treants to tank the towers a bit longer and split push in that way. But like you said, Yasha and Mantis are going to help your hero split push faster. Even though it'll help them in the clashes, I don't think Navi want to take clashes because they don't have the better 5v5 lineup. But it'll keep Havosta full HP, and it's a cheap item. It's easy to build up. That's the one nice thing about Vlad's. And maybe they can sneak a Roche. They are on the dire side. They have an Nature's Prophet. Perhaps that's the biggest goal with this is if you get enough map control, if you split push the lanes far enough, you can walk into Roche. And with the PL there, you can move Command Your Illusions to tank the Roche, or you can just use Trance to do it. You can bring it down. Maybe we'll see an early medallion from someone like Hiroki.
It's just like a lot of tiny things that I'm not sure whether the combination
yeah,
of
like
these
in
tiny
theory it
things-
can work, but can they get the positioning right to do it?
And
Not
now-
right now, I think.
LGD is just seizing their lead and going push, push, push. How does LGD come back? They push. And look at the gold. It is going towards LGD side. They are taking one tower after another. Beastmaster is now leveling up Aura.
They've got a medallion too. I
Yeah.
think they just walk into
They
Roche?
could. They could. I mean, there is Doom. There is a Bat Rider that's very dangerous. They are going to lose a tier 1 tower as a result as well. It is going to be a risky play, but again, you have Hawk, you have Roar, you have Mini Roar on the Dragon Knight. So
Mini Roar. I like that.
I think you could do it, but it looks like they're going to play it safe and they back off.
They probably want to get the BKBs before they do. I think that's the big thing. Sylar only about 750 gold away from his Xiao Artie's medallion, but Yao, the other big BKB carrier, he's got 700 gold to go. If they just farm for 2 minutes and then have double BKB, they can take Roche, maybe push out the lanes or try and go for a gank first, so Navi can't punish you too much with split push, but yeah, like you said, with Hawk can really negate the Bat Rider vision advantage that normally the Bat Rider team has.
Well, Funnick now picks up a hand of Midas. Generally, that's the point of game we saw Sylar start to really take over and slowly split push and all that stuff. Let's see if Funnick's going to have a similar result in this game. But right now, it's LGD all the way here. They're picking up some really crucial item. Mech already up on Chen. It's been up for a long time. BKB almost being complete on Sylar. Yao working towards his. And of course,
Yeah,
Xiao
it's just the timing window for them.
Yeah.
Double BKB, you go and force these fights, maybe try to get level 11 on the Dragon Knight. The Gyro would be the other big one. And then they want to go. If they sit back and farm too much, the double Midas will really kick in for Navi. It's actually kind of a triple Midas because they have Devour, which actually gives you more bonus gold than a Midas would.
Sure, yeah.
So,
It's on the shorter cooldown as well, right?
yeah, so it gives you
much
more.
short- much
That's what I
short,
mean.
yeah.
Oh, like over time, it gives you more.
So, well, if Navi wants to take this in a farming game, I guess they're making more gold as a result, but
Yeah, I think this is where they put pressure on LGD, not really by fighting, but simply by farming. Because LGD have to have it in their heads that, sure, they have a Gyro, they have Inner Beast, they have a Dragon Knight, some good AoE late-game heroes, but Navi just have they'll just farm more than you, especially with a PL, currently Havos leading in terms of net worth, now TPing bottom, double Midas plus Devour. There's no way LGD can keep up without constant Ancient stacking. And have we seen any of this game? The Ancients were warded, but I don't think LGD has even tried to stack the Ancients once.
nope.
I'm not sure if Bruno's seen any Ancient stacking. I'm looking at him because I'm not sure. But
I just want to
I don't
point
think
out.
there's been any.
Just want to point out what DDC is doing here. He's sitting here for like the past 10 seconds. He's waiting for Funnick to TP in the farm. And that's when he'll, ninja surprise him. But
I think this is one of the things that LGD really yeah, it's a cute play, but not going to amount to much, it looks like. I think this is one of the areas where they just could improve a lot, is being more efficient with their time. Like, there's not enough Ancient stacking for this kind of lineup. You have 3 heroes that can farm Ancients. Beastmaster, Gyrocopter, and Dragon Knight. They should be stacking Ancients, they should be stacking Neutrals more, or they should just be fighting more. Now they're going to smoke and fight, but you can go by and clear out the Ancients. It takes you 10, 15 seconds. It gives you a lot of extra gold. So I feel not as efficient as what they could be, but still LGD. 5 heroes smoked up. Dendy's going to reveal the smoke, flying high with the Bat Rider, and well, the jig is up. They might just go into Roche anyway.
you can go
Firefly's
Roche
on
now.
cooldown.
Yeah, Firefly on cooldown. There's really no real way for the defend. They have Medallion, so a ton of damage.
This is smart.
Yeah, one of the best ways to actually take down Roche is to have a Chen on your team. The damage output, the tankiness you get from your creeps. It's go time here. Xiao staying inside a pit here, still not really going too deep. And Dendy is either going to look to make some big plays here, to jump and steal the Aegis perhaps. He's close by.
Puppy. He was looking for the Nyx. He throws in a poison. He gets Carapace stunned. Now he gets
Oh my
roared.
God.
Impaled from low ground to high ground. Great pickoff by LGD. And they get an Aegis too. But while that's happening, Funnick applies some momentum to the top lane. He'll back off. Midas Reminder wouldn't be happy. It's been on cooldown for a little while. They do have a mech on Kuroki. Havost has a Blade of Alacrity up. I think he's closer than this, though. Yeah, 2 Blades of Alacrity. He'll have a Diffusal fairly soon. You get a Diffusal, you get that next item. You are pretty combat-worthy. LGD, sure, they've got Aegis, but Aegis by itself doesn't do much for him. It's the Aegis and what they do with it that matters. Can they push a tower off of this? Can they force some engagements? That's This first Aegis usage, sometimes I feel the first Aegis isn't that important. This game, I feel it means a lot to them.
Uh-oh. Vos, there's detections right now. There's a gem on
There's a
Beastmaster. He's running to the left here, and there is Sylar call down. It's not sure it's going to hit here. It doesn't apply the slow. Vos, is he going for the courier? I'm not too sure. He gets picked off. And right now, if I'm Xiaowei, I'm drawing big arrows down the mid lane because you have your Aegis, you have a big lead.
For a second, I thought that was Xiaowei.
That was just me going crazy. But seriously, last game, when Navi had the lead, they had a tough time pushing into like an RP. What is stopping them from pushing right now?
Just split push. Split push and maybe the threat of a big Batrider initiation. Ooh, interesting. Dendi's actually going BKB this game, not rushing a Force Staff. He's against Beastmaster. He can still get roared, but there's a lot of other stuns. The Dragon Tail, the Carapace might be the biggest one, and they're going to go in bottom lane. Funnick's been caught. Vendetta gank to come. Funnick will get picked off. You sort of expect a few deaths here and there. When you're split pushing, it's going to happen, but Navi just have to be careful not to give up too many. If you give up too many, then LGD pushes out all the lanes, and if they get to your towers and they don't have any reason to back, you will lose those fights. A death here or there is okay, but they have to stem the bleeding.
Yeah, it's not really the death, but the pressure that you lose when the hero's not on the map. Meanwhile, it looks like Lasso's going to go on top here. They want to focus on Sylar. Sylar's going to get sent back. Meanwhile, Dendi wants more. He goes on DD, but I really don't think they can kill. They even doom him. Is that really worth all
the neutrals!
Oh my god. I think DD might actually survive because of that. He has mech on cooldown after 5 seconds, and he will be able to activate after doom ends, so he's fine.
Yeah, that Chen creep making the difference there. That's a neutral centaur,
That was a
right?
neutral centaur.
Yeah, Chen Chen is such a friend of the animals that even when he doesn't own the creep, he still controls it. They just want to help him. They love their Chen.
Yeah, it's going to be farming away on the bot lane as well. They're looking for a kill on him. There is Havos in the lane. Can he just TP out? Yeah, he does. And that's it.
Yeah, they lost the Chen, but they didn't lose Sylar. I think the big thing is they didn't lose Aegis. Because if they lose the Aegis, sure, Sylar comes back and he's fine. But the Aegis is really their trump factor to say, we're going to push, and you can't go on me, you can't ignore me. You have to back.
Are they going to push, though? Because we haven't
Looks like it. 4 heroes, 5 heroes coming top. The Dragon Knight's going to be joining them soon, up to 1,600 gold. Xiaowei on patrol. He's got access to Roar just now. Pops the stick charges. Roars Kuroki. Good treads micro as well. Now Kuroki, the mech carrier, is going to go down. Actually a rather important team fight contributor for Navi, and on the back of that, LGD China might be looking at a tier 2 top. They lead 9-4. The game 19.5 minutes in, just a bit beyond that. Gold experience, despite having the double Midas and Devour advantage, Navi trailing by 2k, which is rather minimal, but still interesting that they're trailing.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see a little bit of stop on the counter push. DDC already vended it up. We're going to see a TP and a hit right now. They're going to go on Havos. The stun comes in. The Mana Burn comes in. Sylar, there's a dust on top of him as well. The first hit, the second will hit as well. He goes in Invis mode. Not going to work here. Tower is defended. Carry is killed. And I think I'm sounding like AC for a bit there.
That...
Well, minus the golden voice.
Let me tell you, Lumi, I don't think anyone will ever confuse you for AC.
Right. Minus the golden
right?
voice. But I was like, that's not what AC says. Like, you know, his catchphrases.
Day late and a dollar short.
What does that even mean?
It means that you're a day late. You're too late, and you need money. You're poor.
That's too American for me.
They're living on food stamps, you said. That's your best AC impression. Okay, enough about him. Did Havost actually have his Diffusal Blade? Oh, that sucks. If he had his Diffusal Blade delivered there, he could have purged off the dust and lived, but hadn't been delivered yet. Just kind of bad luck for him, because they didn't have the gem there. Xiaowei was not in that gank. It was just the Nyx with dust and then the Dragon Knight. So unfortunate for Havost to die. Navi, they've lost all their outer towers. Normally, this is like a disaster for any team, but because of their lineup, because of the double Midas and Devour, and the fact that they have Prophet, they can still split push reasonably well. It's going to be hard for the PL whenever there's the threat of a Roar, a Beastmaster gem. I still think LGD in a strategic position where they can take this game. It all comes down to the execution of their first push or two. Can they work on the tower? Does anyone get lassoed and flame breaked into a bad position? Do they actually do a lot of damage, or do they get picked off? Do they waste the Aegis and get forced back? This first push means a lot.
Yeah, it really does. I feel like they have enough to break it, especially with the Aegis still up. Unless, I mean, there's a magical item pickup on anybody. Kuroki's sitting on 2,600 gold. He should pick up something right now. Shadow Blade is up, but Yao pops his Dragon Form, and it's go time.
Yao working on the tower. Dendi, remember, no Force Staff for him. Trying to build a BKB. It's not complete. He could have had a Force right now. Instead, stacking the Napalm, prepping for an initiation. Could jump on Sylar here. Is there any way to stop him from coming in? Doesn't look like it. The tower falling low. Glyph not available. They'll lose their tower. Denied by Puppey. Beautiful play. I think he denied that with an illusion, in fact. But either way, tower still falls. Sylar going to throw the Aegis away. He wants to die now. He will die. The Aegis pops. There is a split push coming top from Funnick, but it's just not fast enough. This could be one lane of racks. In comes Kuroki, as well as I think Dendi. No, Dendi driven back by the spam. Can't actually jump into the fight. Kuroki in trouble. Mech now roared. He'll still go down despite the mech. They're going to take their first lane of racks. The melee racks have fallen 23 minutes in. Funnick is pushing as mentioned, but immediately LGD could look to back. They're still sticking around. Dendi wants to cancel these TPs. They have to retreat very far. The missile will hit Dendi. Now Kuroki jumps in. He dooms DD. The tower still dropping. Funnick's going to get a tier 3 off the back of some great action from these backline heroes of Navi. Still chasing. The boar slowing them down. A staggered retreat. Now Funnick's going to TP and DD. He's got mech. He's got Hand of God. He could get them off. Mech not being used. Now the Hand of God. The mech as well. Maybe turning the course of this fight. Still alive Isavos. Dishing out the damage. They're going to lose the Nyx. That could be it. Xiaoweight's going to escape with the gem. Can he actually get home? The send back from LGD. They lose a tier 3 top. DD in trouble, however. Mech's up and just this Chen won't die, man. Keeps on getting doomed. Just calmly baller status walks away.
That point booster.
Making the difference. I think the big thing, though, is Navi, they played that perfectly. They almost allowed Funnick. They did as much damage as they could. He doesn't take a Rax, obviously, but he takes the tier 3. And whenever you're a Prophet, taking tier 3s means they have to always be ready to TP back and stop your split push. And they didn't lose Gem on LGD's side. So I think those are the two big things, plus obviously LGD get Rax. I'd say LGD come out on top, but Navi's still hanging in there.
It feels like a lot of gold that Navi has spent is not really going towards a real damage item. With the 2.6 thousand gold that Kuroki had, he picked up a Blink Dagger and had buyback in that team fight. Blink Centaur Psalm is an initiation factor, but he blinked in, BKB immediately activated from Sylar, and the team fight just went south there. He bought back and was kept chasing, but not too much.
Yeah, I actually got confused and thought it was Dendi that jumped in, but Dendi couldn't jump in. He was being harassed back. I think Flat kind of was hitting him, and it prevented him from getting the jump. So he couldn't blink in to initiate, and so it just ended up being Kuroki jumping in by himself, which wasn't really ideal.
Yeah, so I just feel like LG is so far ahead with the Eye in the middle lane here. They focus on Xiao, but Xiao is so very tanky with that Ogre Club. He's fighting, he's running, run away. Beastmaster Roar gets dropped. The board's going to be on Dendi for a little bit. Here comes DDC, double damage. He's going to try to TP out. Impale, where's Impale?
It was cooling down. He already used it, couldn't get the kill. Dendi's going to live somehow, some way. So too to Xiaoweight. No blood has been spilled this day. Well, this day there has, but not in that gank. And here comes Navi, grouping up on the bottom lane, looking to push. They've got some PL illusions. Havos, the Fusil Blade online. He's got the Yasha Gold soon, and the illusions chipping away at the tower. LGD, they've taken one lane of Rax, but against a Prophet, against a Phantom Lancer, that is, and a Bat Rider as well. That is simply not enough. They need that second lane of Rax. It'll have to be Roche number 2, where they go for it. They'll have some big items coming soon. Sylar, he'll have his Butterfly. The Dragon Knight can work towards something else. He's already picked up a Reaver, so Yao going for a Heart. They're going to have enough items that it'll be very hard for Navi to just kill anyone. But that's where Navi say, we don't fight. We split push you. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, and I think that Navi is still in this game right now. If you look at the way that they're farming the jungle, it's just showing that they know exactly what they can do. Bat Rider, Doom just running deep in the jungle, Devour, Firefly, Funnick.
Look at Funnick. Scouting things out with his Shadow Blade. I thought he was trying to make a go to just harass the Rax. And
it's like, DDC, I know you're nearby. You killed me like 8 times so far.
This is just a wet dream for Nature's Prophet. You see exposed Rax and you say, I want those Rax. I want those Mega Creeps for my team. I'll work towards them if I can.
Yeah, but he's pushing a little bit too slow. I don't think he could kind of Shadow Blade in and make something happen. He's constantly afraid of a, a Nyx Assassin gank as well.
Yeah, he is. He's been playing it pretty safe. I mean, they got picked off a few times early. Only 2 deaths on PL. As for the Prophet, 4 deaths on Funnick, but a lot of those are, 3-4 heroes just parading at him. There's not a whole lot he can do about that. He's still done his job. Split push, just like Xiaoweight did last game, and stall the game out. For LGD, I don't know that they're under pressure, but they're the ones who have to make something happen. Navi, they'd love to sit back and farm until they're 6 slotted on 3 ultra late game heroes. PL, Doom, as well as the Prophet. And for the time being, LGD, they'll smoke up. If they find a kill here, this will be big. Kuroki could be caught. Remember, he's got a blink. Smoke will be revealed. How quick is he? Ooh. Very quick. He'll blink. Now the roar might come. Just Xiaoweight of the vision. It's just in time. Dragon Tail from Yao was actually, or was it Xiaoweight's stun? I'm not sure, but they get him at the last possible second. Monster kill for Sylar, who I believe now has his Butterfly.
Is Funnick really going to go for this? Roshan, they know the entire team's up.
Oh, they can't do it fast enough.
Sylar TP bot immediately. He's got BKB. He's got call down. There's no way.
There's no way. And now LGD, there's Doom on the sidelines. There's no Force Staff on Dendi. Lumi, are we going to see another Age of Steel? Is Dendi going to give all the viewers a heart attack? We'll just have to bide our time and We're all fans for this day. In comes DDC, who'll get caught by the BKB Dandy. No Carapace to get him out of trouble. Pulled to the high ground, mech'd up. Hand of God, I believe, has just been used. He will go down anyway, but call down comes through. And now Big Bad Sylar's into the fight. They'll find Funnick. They'll bring him down. There's no Nature's Prophet. A buyback from him. Navi, 5 heroes back alive. Is there a Nyx buyback? No buyback on the... Or actually, no buyback on the Nyx and LGD. They've already used their BKBs here. Might have to back off.
Yeah, and of course you see if Funnick immediately teleports up top. He knows that Roshan is not going to be in trouble for a bit until the BKB comes off cooldown. And he's doing a very good job of split pushing up top. Later, when the Radiant goes to defend, they have Navi might have a small window to go into the Roshan pit. Then he smoked up Firefly, looking for some kills.
Whoever gets the biggest pickoff here is going to probably just gain all the momentum in this game. Kuroki, he's smoked up. He looks to jump in. There's your blink into a stomp. Now a Doom on DD. Remember how tanky this guy is, though. He down. Not this time. Navi bring 5 heroes on top. He'll go down. He doesn't get off Hand of God. It wasn't cooldown. No mech either. But here comes Sylar. There's your BKB, or rather your cooldown. Your flat cannon as well. Still driving forward. Puppey purges him and looks to run. It's a Doom for a Chen, and now they'll smoke to try and escape a bit faster. LGD, BKB's cooling down. They want to head maybe just straight into the pit. I don't know if Yao can actually catch anyone.
Funnick TPing up top. He's going for it right now, making some trees, going on the racks. If you're LG China, TP the hell back. That's what they do, and I don't think they need to rush it. I don't think they need to rush it.
Fortunately for LGD, Navi can't really just instantly take Roche. They don't have that much physical damage. Havost has the Vlad, so they can tank it, but it'll be a slow one. There's no medallion up yet for this team. So even though LGD do have to keep on backing to deal with Funnick, they can't necessarily, Navi can't necessarily punish that by taking the Roche. Not yet, but it could come soon. Now another smoke picked up on the Shadow Demon. Navi have to be out at this point. They've been buying a lot of smokes this game. And they are. One cooling down in 3 minutes, but they used the smoke there trying to retreat away, and it ended up working okay.
I wonder who's picking up a second point booster. Is that
on the Radiant side?
That's Xiao 8. Yeah, Xiao 8 picks up point booster. For a second there, I thought Gyrocopter was picking. I was like, hey, that's the way to deal with split push, but I think I'm thinking way too outside of the box there. But
yeah,
the last time we saw
X-Gyro is really fun in pubs, but
yeah,
it's flat cannon's too good to not get damage items.
When was the last time we saw Acceptor on Gyrocopter? We definitely seen it once.
Yeah, I remember casting that game, but it's not going to work against a team like Navi. You got to play them straight up if you're LGD. You can't try to get too cute. Navi will just run away with this if they do that, but we won't see it. Sylar now. Generally, we see the Satanic next, and I guess it makes sense in this game. You'd want to tank up because there's Doom, there's Lasso. You have to live through that. BKB won't be the full solution. So I think Satanic is the right choice. Yao, Tart, he's getting tanky. Now can go back for an AC. LGD will get a lot stronger from here, but it's more like, can they ever find a fight? Navi can make it very hard for them to do that.
I mean, normally you would be saying, hey, man, there's a Phantom Lancer.
Oh, they've roared Havost. They found him mid. Havost might go down. He gets disrupted. It'll buy him time. There is a gem on Xiao Wei, so this won't save him. He's caught. He's dragon-tailed. And in comes Kuroki. He wanted to turn the fight, but he's probably blinked into his own demise. The dragon slowing him down. The Frost Dragon doing work. He gets 4-staff backwards by Puppey. They're in a headlong retreat. In comes Dendi, but he's blinked on top of the entire enemy team. He lassos Sylar. It feels rather futile. Now he tries to TP out the Carapace, not stunning him through the BKB. Havost is bought back. Will rejoin this engagement, but can he do anything? One by one, Navi just jumping into LGD, getting picked off. And if LGD want to go Roche, they can. If they want to just go straight for 2 lanes of racks, they might be able to do that as well. They're going to find Funnick standing in the base. He was waiting to see which way to TP. I think he thought they were going Roche, and LGD will find an extra kill. It's like Navi just want to give them a few and handicap themselves this game. Well, they've handicapped themselves now because this is almost certainly 2 lanes of racks.
Man, Navi was almost on the verge of comeback. If you look at the go graph, it was going down for quite a bit, but that just really, really misplayed by Havost. Maybe the forward was a little bit deserving, getting caught out in the middle of the map, and rest of Navi.
Dendi gets roared, gets blown up. LGD China, there's a blink by Kuroki. He's caught 3. He now dooms Sylar, who gets mech'd, who could be sent back fairly soon. There's a disruption on DD, so he can't send Sylar home. I think he's just done it. Sylar will escape. Now Xiao 8 dropping low to Havost. They haven't actually found the racks yet. Navi are holding for the time being, albeit at the cost of quite a few buybacks. On the run is DD. He'll try and TP out. Disruption is there. They'll find another. They catch 2 fleeing heroes. DD to fall. They've lost a Beastmaster. I believe they lost their gem with him as well. No, it was passed off to DDC. Or did he get Navi's gem? He got Navi's gem, so there's a gem swap. They didn't take Roche. They only took a tier 3 top. They did force out quite a few buybacks.
They got a ton of hero kills as well.
The Prophet bought back earlier. Okay, Funnick.
He just walks up and Sprout. So, hey, man.
Sup, Yao? He just wanted to keep Yao close to the trees.
Speaking of which, I did see the courier going up top. Not sure what it picked up. Coming back here empty-handed. Yao has a Dragonite Heart. And
yeah, he had this in the last fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's so big at this point. But look at Navi. I don't think they have...
If
they're
they
not even
take
close
Roche
to get...
off
Yeah.
of this,
If Havos gets Aegis, I think they might win this game.
well, it gets them a lot closer to coming back. Havos, no buyback for 4 minutes, so he really needs to be the one to carry this. Could go for a Manta style, could go for a Heart. He'll need that. Manta maybe not the best item against this many AoE spells and heroes, but...
LG China, they're too late to the party.
Way too late.
Yeah.
I mentioned Navi aren't the fastest team to sneak a Roche, but they have the Centaur Swiftness aura. They also have Havos now getting a lot bigger. They're not that slow. That was a good 40 seconds, though, and LGD just totally out of position.
I'm not sure if LG takes this game. They're more of a mid-game lineup. Dragonite, his damage is a little bit falling behind. He's not really going for real damage item. AC gives you some, but Sylar really is their kind of bread and butter, and they need to make something happen. We're saying this, they're upper racks, but it doesn't feel like they're upper racks. They feel like they're actually playing from behind.
Yeah, NAVI is just one of those teams where, like, you think they're dead, you think they're out, and they'll be hanging to the ledge by a fingernail, and still you try to kick that hand off the ledge, and you just can't get it to go. LGD, they can't get too complacent here. They have to find a way to take a second lane of racks. I think they might just have to force top. It is exposed racks. They don't have to fight their way through backdoor protection. There won't be a glyph for a couple of minutes here. So there is this window for LGD where I think they're still now the stronger 5-man lineup. NAVI, their big advantage is just the guerrilla warfare. That's the tactics they'll want to use. LGD, they'll go for the push top. Maybe Funnick takes the tier 3 bottom. I don't think he'll actually stop this onslaught, though. And if LGD take 2 lanes of racks, they'll be looking a bit more solid here. Yao working. There's no glyph. Navi got to fight in a hurry. Maybe not expecting them to come straight down. They'll force F Sylar forward. He pops the BKB, and they just blow Puppy up. He tried to slow down the push. It won't work. Now they retreat S5. In comes Dendi. He's going to prevent Sylar from TPing home. And now Kuroki turns around. Sylar's going to fight instead. Navi wanted to stop all the TPs. Funnick's going to come in, though, kind of negating the purpose of that engagement. Now Havos trying to duke it out. He'll get a kill. Down goes Sylar. He was godlike. That's a lot of lost gold. Funnick in trouble, though. Yao still at full HP. Can Havos man mode the entire enemy team by himself? It looks dicey at best. Dendi on the sidelines. Buyback from Funnick. Will he rejoin the fight? Yao getting slowly burnt to bits. So much mana burn. Kited all day and all night long. This dragon is very tanky, though. DD might fall. A 2-hero impale from DDC. DD not dead yet. Finally, he'll go down. He does end up falling. The send back, though. They've kept the Dragonite alive. And Funnick, by joining that fight, maybe gave up the chance of taking Rex, but they do want DDC. They'll go for a Sprout. Funnick getting fogged. Now it Invisrin. Does Dendi have a gem? No gem on Den. Oh, actually, sorry, he has one, but no mana to engage.
But critically, they got a melee Rex out of that engagement, and LGD
what a
firmly
fight.
in control after that one. It doesn't matter.
I wouldn't say firmly, but they're more in control.
Yeah,
like,
they're
I
more
still think Navi can be down 2 lanes of Rex and win this game.
But that was a Aegis on your PL. They fought you in your base, and I mean, they drove them away. Navi won that fight, in my opinion, but they lost the Rex. They weren't there in time.
They had to buy back on their profit again, though.
Yeah.
Another buyback for Funnick. Scythe device is pretty important for them, because if you can just scythe this gyro before he pops BKB, before he uses Satanic, you doom him follow-up. I mean, that's a game-changing item, and it's being delayed a lot. Havos getting more farm. Actually, a completed Heart coming his way. Heart helps, but I still feel he's very killable if they have the gyro and the Dragonite focusing him. One-on-one, I think Havos kills either of those heroes, especially the Dragonite. We saw what happened in the last fight. Just Army of Illusions, not a whole lot Dragonite can do. Runs out of mana, gets somewhat just overwhelmed. But in a 2-on-1, it's definitely LGD who win, and those two live for a while.
Lat's being picked up on Beastmaster. Really nice pickup. Of course, Funnick, he already has Scythe. Come on, look at his items.
Does he? No, he's still short.
He's holding one, man.
Oh,
The next level, next level.
I am way too
cosmic item.
tired for you to make these next level jokes, Lumi. that was like over my head, out the window, and into the stratosphere. That's how badly I'm.
But he's close. He's about 1,000 away. I'm not sure whether he's going to have that time, because LG is looking to push out the creep equilibrium up top, and there's 1 Rax left. They're going to go on the bot lane.
Navi, they're trying to take it late against LGD. Generally, we'd say that's just more comfortable for LGD. I still think they're more comfortable in this situation, but Navi have the lineup that if it goes long enough, I feel they just never fight LGD and win via pure split push. But that's easy to say. Maybe hard to do against a Nyx Assassin. Hard to do perhaps against LGD and their constant smoke ganks. The Beastmaster Hawk giving them extra vision. They're going now straight up the river, right into Navi territory. There's your disruption. It's been used aggressively to push out the lane. And Havost on the run. The roar is on an illusion. Now Kuroki jumps in. Yao gets held in place. Doom on the Chen. No Hand of God in this fight. Dendi marching forward. He goes all the way to find Sylar. Pulls him directly away from the engagement. No gyro through this fight. But Yao is trying to win it all by his lonesome. That gyro is stuck on a cliff. Sylar forced the TP out. Now Yao giving chase. They brought down Kuroki. He's dropping pretty low. Havost still alive. Won't go down just yet, but they might be able to kill him. The Sprout's there. Holding DDC in position. He looks for an impale. He can't find it. Buyback from Kuroki. Dendi just saved their asses so hard with that lasso. If Sylar was in that fight, Navi would have gotten absolutely crushed.
It wouldn't be a fight. Sylar, if he dropped a spell and flat cannon on everybody. I mean, Dragonite alone was doing so much damage that PL was constantly being disrupted, force staff, despite having Vlad's on heart. Man, PL is not being able to keep up against the Dragonite.
Is this where we can just start cheering, Oppa Dendi, Oppa Dendi?
Well,
he's playing pretty Oppa this game.
He is, but you got to win the game first.
Yeah, okay, we'll save it. We'll save it. But Navi, they're stalling the game. That's the main thing for them. Roshan is currently down, so we'll have to see if the third Roshan goes LGD's way. If they do, then that might just be where they say, we're going straight for your throne or we're going straight for Megas, and you have to fight us because you can't base trade quicker than us. I don't think Navi can actually base trade faster yet. Funnick doesn't have that much damage. He's just got good utility items, the Shadow Blade, the Scythe of Ice. There's no Desolator, there's no AC, there's no Manta. And PL isn't the best hero at backdooring. He needs the creep wave to generate a huge illusion army. So I don't think Navi can go for a base trade yet. It's going to come down a lot of this game, possibly all of it, to the third Roche, as it so often does.
Do you think LGD will wait for the third Roche? Do you say, hey, let's just go down mid, attack the bot rack with their heroes? Or do they not have enough damage to actually make that play work?
I think it's a lot of it's Batman. Like, can Dendi just find an initiation? If LGD actually try to back off, if they get cold feet and decide to retreat, we saw what happened. Kuroki blinks in and stuns you. He dooms you. Dendi flame breaks you. He lassos you. You get disrupted. There's like 1,000,000,001 ways for Navi to cancel TPs, and then maybe they win in a race. But if LGD just say, screw it, we're going to fight, I think they still have they've got already the tier 4s exposed, and they have the slightly stronger just raw damage lineup for now.
Oh, they see Havost. Havost, don't get caught, my friend.
He's got buyback. Even if he goes down, it's not the end of the world, but Dust gets deployed. Now they've spotted him. Whoa. He will be force-staffed away. Puppy. Friggin' Dota, saving his life for now. And on the backsides come Kuroki. He's jumped into the fight. The lasso used on Yao this time, not on the gyro. And Kuroki's going to drop quickly. Funnick TP's in. Might be going down. He doesn't have buyback. If he falls, that could be big, big trouble. But it's Havost. They desperately want. They give chase to him. They back off. They have the other direction. Yao is going to kill Puppy. Funnick could fall as well. Navi may be losing a few too many heroes here. Still Funnick running. Remember, no buyback for 35 seconds. Just bought his Scythe. Wouldn't have the gold anyway. And back on the other side, they're fighting Havost, who's come back into the fray. He could have run. Run, Havost, Bruno says. Run. He'll get away. Another
oh my God, Dendi.
Saving his life. Come on already. Just die,
But
Havost.
the creep wave is right next to the enemy base. Mid is already in. Do you just go right now and say, hey, 2 people dead, Doom's not alive, SD's not alive,
go.
go.
They're not even going to force it. I guess they're respawning real soon, though. They're respawning in 15 seconds.
Oh,
you got to go heal up, because Roche is coming. And you don't want to be caught. You don't want to die now, like a minute or two away from Roche. Navi will push out all the lanes, and then they'll have such good map control. We'll see Roche go to Navi just like it did with the second one.
Man, it's like you said, Navi is just hanging on, hanging on, hanging on. They're so close to dying every single fight, but LGD just don't have big enough a lead in these team fights to actually make the play to win the game, but they are getting more gold, they are getting more kills in these team fights. Sylar, to me, though, did not play his perfect A game in that last team fight. He kept running back and forth and wasn't able to kill anybody. Eventually, Funnick juked him, and he was able to force to go back in team fight.
Also just kind of the nature of Navi's lineup, right? Because they have the multiple force stats, they have disruption, they have a very mobile lineup. Kuroki's got a blink dagger, and Dendi's got Firefly. Phantom Lance are very fast and mobile in the fights. They actually are hard to kind of pin down. There's no mag for LGD. There's no, like, sit there and stay there while I flat cannon you in the face.
Right, and the double force staff, the one on Bad and one on SD, has saved Havost so much in that last team fight. Man, Havost is thanking his lucky stars and his teammates for how well he's playing, but well, he's guaranteeing himself a buyback and now working towards a Mantis, I believe.
Yeah, this is where Navi have to be very careful not to get caught. If they get caught and it's someone who doesn't have buyback, that could be Roche, and with Roche, I think LG might just be able to throw it or take Megas and then throw it the next time they want to push. So Navi can't afford to get caught. They do have to find ways to split push out the lanes. They'll park 4 mid for the time being. Oh, LGD lurking on the high ground. Hawk scouting things out.
They keep fighting without Sylar, though. That's too far ahead. Sylar's, they're really the true damage, and their way to remove PL illusions.
He's got 4.4k gold. We're going to probably see a 6-slotted Gyro this game, and then it'll be a true test of late game carry potential. PL versus Gyro, as Havost is up to 4.2k. They'll just strut into mid. They won't bother trying to push out the lane. Roche respawning in 25 seconds, but here comes Funnick, forcing that top lane back. He wants the creeps at the enemy base. Remember, it's exposed Rax top as well. They'll have to be more aggressive about defending this, else they could give away Rax for Roche, and I don't know if that's a good enough trade for LGD. It is Aegis, it is Cheese, but here comes Funnick and Kuroki, 2 peas in a pod.
Sylar's being sent back, so he's fine. Any chance of Sylar saving his gold, get the Aegis if he can, and then go Divine?
Oh, he's got... Well, there's no evasion right now on Havost. I guess Havost could have the money for it. He doesn't know at this point.
I mean, there is Lasso, so that's very dangerous. There's Demonic Purge and Doom. There's a lot of great single target way to focus.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure. I think Divine might be a good choice this game.
Well,
but
if they get the Aegis, and right now Navi's doing it.
Yeah, they're working on the Roche now. Havost in the pit. As I mentioned before, Navi not the quickest team to Roche. You can't use illusions to hit Roche. Funnick doesn't have that much damage. It's going to take a long time for them to do this. The Boar on the low ground, the Caulk on the high ground. LGD are fully aware of what's going on right now. They push in the middle lane. The top lane's been pushed back out. And Navi may have just helped LGD. This is where we keep our eyes on Dendi, because he's the one hero that can make the biggest plays. They'll summon some Treants. Roche dropping pretty fast. Watch out for Sylar. If he gets kidnapped, it could be trouble. Ideally, it's Yao. In comes BKB Dendi. He's going to lasso Sylar. Roche is low. The roar's there, so Dendi can't pull Sylar back. Out comes the Nick stun. Havost dropping fast. Roche still. There's your doom on Sylar. He's been hand of godded. He's been mech'd up. He just won't die. Kuroki goes down. Test of faith to the face. And now, at long last, they'll send that Gyro home. But he's mostly done his job. Havost wants the Aegis. Puppy wants the Aegis. Havost is going to snag it. Cheese snagged by Puppy. They'll use everything now. And with no Gyro in this fight, I think it's too much. Navi, I think they've done it at least to win this Roche fight. Yao on the run. DD trying to bring down Dendi. He might fall at long last to this last turn charge. He will. This dragon just won't freaking die. Yao's still working on him. On the north, DD is running, trying to live.
Sylar's back, and he's flacking away. Havost does still have the Aegis, but does it enough? He gets one kill, but he's surrounded from all sides. Call down comes down. He wants the DK. Yao is going to survive. Well, do they have detection for the second one?
They can't
don't.
kill him twice. They got it back here.
They back out.
If he doesn't back, he'll die to the PL army. They still Cheese and Aegis. They just one-upped what they did against Tong Fu.
Back in the mid lane here, looks like Funnick got a kill on Chen. TP's back out under the shadow of that tier 3. Well, under that team fight, who came ahead? Dendi died twice after a buyback.
I gotta say, Navi came out way ahead there because they denied Aegis and Cheese to LGD. The most important thing, they trade pretty evenly in terms of kills. They do buy back again on Funnick and Dendi, but these heroes have their items. At this point, it's Havost who has to get big, and Havost, he's got a fresh, shiny new item. It's a completed Mantis and 3k gold. They also didn't lose Rax. I think the tier 4s took a bit of damage during that time, but just denying the Aegis and the Cheese, you got to say that's what Navi is really worried about. Because, again, if LGD get those two things, I think they just 5-man straight at the throne or just take Mega Creeps and back. And during that time, maybe Navi gets one lane of Rax. They're not going to get all three. They're not going to take the enemy throne.
Yeah, we do see these Chen Creeps focus. Funnick's just on a... He's a man with a plan right now. Want to kill all these.
Jesus. This game is going to be the death of me. It's only 45 minutes. It feels like an 80-minute game.
We could have one more. We definitely could have one more right now. LGD, I won't say that they're healthily in the lead right now. The ball's in their court. They have the better kind of pushing heroes. Not split pushing, but straight up walking your base push. And I think that's what they're doing right now. They're going to go on the bot lane and rely on the big creeps on mid and top and try to get the momentum going.
While that's happening, LGD, like you said, they really need to push these lanes out. They've got Phase and Boots of Travel on Sylar. I do like Boots of Travel a lot. It's where LGD would like to pick up not one, but maybe 3 or 4 Boots of Travel, because that's how you have to deal with the split push. Matt's Boots of Travel, quick reactions, and just gank those heroes when they're trying to push. Either that, or you say, screw it, we're just going to go for the Gusto now. We're going to force the issue. Let's see what happens. For the time being, though, they've grouped up bottom. There is no Aegis or Cheese on Navi's side, and they are missing 2 buybacks, and those buybacks, truth be told, have been the main reason they're winning fights. So maybe LGD just says, screw it, we don't need Aegis, we don't need Cheese, we're just going to kick down the front door and try and win this game the hard way.
There is buyback of both Sylar as well as Havost.
The 2 hard carries, nobody else.
Sylar does have a Butcher Travel, so he's
here we
right
go.
there.
Purge on Sylar. He's been doomed as well. Kuroki in the middle of the fray. Another 2-hero impale. That could be too much damage. They've sent home the Gyro, but he can Boots have traveled back. He's still sitting at Fountain, waiting out the Doom. Dendi, he's pulled in Yao while that's happening, and in comes Havos. They need the gyro back in the fight very soon. He's teleporting in now. Can they kill the creep in time? I don't think it's going to happen. The TP, he's come in. He has been scythed. He's got BKB Satanic. If they don't kill him fast, this is going to be trouble. Call down deployed. Havos got to run quick, but he can't. The Dragon Knight's there. Sylar's there. 4 heroes dead. Remember, 2 of these can't buy back. We'll actually see another buyback, this one for the PL, but it's a 3-on-3 with Sylar still alive. Can he do it? Can he actually finally break this goddamn base? Navi just standing tall. There's your Spike Carapace and Impale on Havos. Still they march forward.
Flax ready to go.
Oh no, another fresh round of Flax. Havos has to be very careful not to get caught. And still LGD not committing. They want to hit this tower. They want to bring it down, and it will finally drop. If they take this, it might be too much. Navi not base trading right now. They have the split push lineup, but they've been forced to fight. Backs against the wall. Can they withstand the onslaught? Havos coming in. Lance to fly. He's in a lot of trouble here. He gets impaled. That could be the death of him. In comes Kuroki. He will blink. He will get the stun off. Sylar stunned, but Yao BKBs tries to duke it out, and there's your Satanic. Keeping Sylar in fighting shape. Havos is low. If he dies, that's game, because he just bought back, but he'll live for now when Sylar's on the run.
He didn't buy back. He got sent back by Chen. He still has the buyback.
No, he used his buyback. Buyback's on cooldown. He used it earlier. Sylar on the run, and it looks like Sylar will be able to live. The Phantom Lance used the buyback.
Yes.
Not the gyro. Crazy game.
Gyro, DD's gonna be dead here. He's gonna try to TP out. There's no stun, but the Flame Break's gonna bring him away from the TP, and DD's on the run. He's got the horse. He's got the axe. No mana for the mech or anything else, though. Blink Kuroki Stomp should do a Blink Body Block, and these 3 guys are toying with DD, but at the end of the day, yet another melee Rax goes down.
I still feel it's not enough.
It's not enough yet.
I feel they need mega creeps, and they have to have 5 heroes alive. I will not say this game is over until
I
that
agree
point.
with that, and now I think LGD says, hey, let's 5-mana range Rax up top, guys.
The key thing is that they do have this buyback on Sylar, and he's got Divine Rapier money. Is he going for the Rapier? Oh, spend your gold, Sylar. Do it. Do it. You know you want to. Not spending it yet.
I really don't think he needs to. He can if he wants to, because Chen sent back, as well as the Mech and Force Staff and Hand of God has been quite effective in saving him. He hasn't really died.
Navi forcing the issue here. Are they actually going to commit to a big push, or are they just taking a tier 2?
Is this a Hail Mary? There is buyback available.
Can they really 5-man down LGD's throat? LGD has the lineup that I'd be terrified to go high ground against, but they do have Bat. Maybe this could be the right fight for them. Remember, no buyback on Havos. Sylar he'll get Blink doomed immediately. Now they've last their Shao 8. They've removed him from the equation. Sylar still at full HP. Yao doing a lot of work. The Roar gets off in the end, and Funnick is going to go down. They've lost 2. This might be too many deaths. Puppy on the run.
Chen's
Havos
back
as well. Chen is alive. Everybody in fighting shape. One more retaliatory lance from Havos. He just had to go back in one last time. He couldn't resist, and he'll go down without buyback. And I think with that death, that might just finally be it. 38-21, a 50-minute game, but it feels like a 1,000-minute game. We have lived and died a billion times, and LGD at long last, 5 heroes down mid. They want the throne. They want game 4. They want to force this game 5. And I think they might finally be able to do it, Lumi.
Oh my god, Sylar, I'm surprised he didn't even reach a travel up top here for that creep wave and take the range racks. They say safety
They're
first.
going to throne it. They're going straight for the throne.
Throne or mega creeps. They got a ton of time to do it. 70 seconds here, I guess. Havos comes back. Like you said, no buyback. They want the range racks. GG gets called out. And my god, we're going to get a game 5 in the Alienware Cup Grand Finals. DPM's dancing in joy. And I think all of us are doing so as well. Because who doesn't want to see a 5 game?
Holy mother of God. This series just got a whole lot more interesting. What a game.
What a game indeed.
No pauses this time, no dubious moments, just great Dota play from both teams. LGD do prevail. That was a hard lineup to win against. Like, Navi's lineup was so good at split pushing and finding pickoffs, and they played a hell of a game, but LGD just, in the end, just the better team fight.
I think I want to give credit where credit's due. LG was so disciplined in protecting their early tier 2s and then eventually tier 3 towers. None of them actually dropped till the very, very late game. Sure, they have flat cannon. Sure, they have Chen Senback. But sometimes teams just forget that you need to defend against Funnick. Funnick was close enough to get a Rax, but never got there because LGD was on top of it.
Well, I'm going to pass it right over to our analyst. Merlini has woken up from his slumber. He's joined us for this post-game analysis. Merlini, Bruno, we're going to a game 5. Bruno, your prediction's still on track. So is mine, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting because I don't know what Merlini's prediction is.
I put my rares on NAVI. I mean, this is what happened last time too. They went 1-0 versus LGD. They were looking really strong, and then they just flopped for the rest.
Run
of
out
the
of
series.
gas.
Right, and this series it looked the same. Although I must say that LGD clutchness factor and their resilience and ability to not make mistakes, like in the 20 to 50 minute part of the game, just really impresses me. And they did a really good job of just handling that split push the whole entire game. They have Phantom Lancer, who was super stacked, and they had to deal with Funnick 2 under Nature's Prophet, and they didn't even lose a Rax the whole entire game. That was pretty amazing control of the push.
Of the flow of the game. Yeah, I think they got an early advantage, and they were able to ride on that. If you look at the goal graph and the experience graph, after I think 30 minutes, it starts going on the way of NAVI. But they have built such an advantage that even going in the way of NAVI, they still had the advantage. They still had more. So it's playing against Phantom Lancer, playing against a Prophet when they get late game. You know that the goal will start going in their favor. So by building this early lead, they were able to just take the fights that they wanted to take. Do not force anything. Even some fights, especially the Roshan fights, went in Navi's way. I think it was Kuroki, I don't even know anymore. Kuro. He was very spot on in just always blinking and targeting the Chen with the Doom. That Chen was clutch, saving Sylar so many times.
It's so hard though. Who do you Doom? The Nyx Assassin still does a lot of damage, and he can just interrupt everyone with the Carapace. The Gyrocopter does like almost all the damage. Chen heals everybody up. I mean, what do you do?
I would have hoped for Nature's Prophet went for a very aggressive split push kind of lineup. I would have liked to see him maybe with an Orchid. So he would have made such a, if you remember Phoenix Orchid on Klinks on the other game, this game 2. He was so clutch by disabling those supports, but just removing them from the equation, even get some solo kills. But well, you know, the game went a different way, and they tried to focus on Sylar. But at that point, a Gyrocopter with a Satanic and a Dragon Knight on top, it became really, really hard.
The Dragon Knight was nigh impossible to kill.
Yeah. So I mean, going to game 5, which is what I think everyone likes to see in the finals, even if you're cheering for one team or the other. LGD now has the momentum. LGD now has the potential to just emotionally overcome NAVI.
Yeah. I think one of the big parts is they won against Batrider, and that's a really big deal. It's similar to winning against Wisp as NAVI. They tried it earlier, did not work out, and they actually won against Batrider. That's such a rare thing.
To be fair, Dennis Batrider played really well. I mean, he saved boss how many
Not
times?
in the laning stage.
Those 4 stabs.
Well, no, in the
DK Yao outlaned the Batrider.
Yeah, but that was the mid game is really the bread and butter for Bat.
Right, but
And
a Bat
that was-
Rider, given it, I said you throw DK to Bat, that's a meat grinder.
That's true. It's Beyond did really
DK
well.
made sandwich out of that Bat's tail. That's how.
But come on, the full package, that was a magnificent
It was,
game by
it
Dendi.
was.
Like they would have just lost the game, I think, at that one fight mid if he didn't manage to bring Sylar all the way onto the cliff. That takes a big presence of mind.
MVP time. Where's
For
your
this
money
game?
on? Yes.
Oh, that's tough.
That is hard.
Everybody
Chen.
plays so well.
Chen.
Chen.
DD? What's it, DD?
A lot of good setbacks.
DD.
A lot of
DD.
good setbacks.
Yeah, Chen. To me, it's
Acceptor
over.
multiple times in a team fight. Acceptor ultimate because the team fights were getting so long. For me, it was Yao being able to handle Dendi in the mid lane at a huge matchup disadvantage. His Dragon Knight was like invulnerable. They were just piercing his armor, but dragon scale, baby. Like they were not doing anything to him.
That was sort of the problem, is like you guys were saying, who do you do? Because the Dragon Knight couldn't be ignored either. He
Nope.
was just ruining. Even Havost was unable to chase that effectively. He just got kited, permanently stunned. Strong late game lineup.
Yeah. Merlini.
Dragon Knight's still legit if he gets to the late game.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in the LGD played very well. I guess I'd probably say Chen, too. That fight at the T2 tower, he just stayed alive, saved everyone, and then the Nyx Assassin, I forgot who he saved, but he just saved so many heroes that game. Sylar's life would have been very, very difficult had it not been
and
for
especially
Chen.
because the Doom Kuroki was on the Chen all the time, so he had to play under such a disadvantage. And how many times also he was doomed at the beginning of the fight, and he was able to escape without being focused, wait until the Doom was out, and then pop the clutch spells, pop the Hand of God. Of course, he was not in the middle of the fray, but was still able to survive, something that's really hard.
It's not the issue of Navi's lineup, though. They had the lockdown, but they really had no damage. All the damage came from PL, and he's like a more melee hero. You Doom Chen, he just
Walks away.
walks away.
I think they just wanted to start off the fight like 3-on-5, just blink Batrider, lasso, kill someone, or just blink Doom, and then you can kind of take 2 people out of the fight and then just win from there. But they just had so much sustainability with the send back and eventually boost of travel back in, and then with the Dragon Knight just not dying, the Gyrocopter with basically almost 3 lives. I say Doom the first time, boost of travel, and then Satanic.
Yeah.
That's they just couldn't burst them down during those really key ultimates. They were so ulti dependent.
Let me ask you, Merlini, do you think an anti-mage would have made a difference in that game? Because I feel like anti-mage was the stronger pick, and they went for Phantom Lancer. I think he's just more of a Havost hero as well. Something where you can just charge in and pop Manta, kill somebody quickly. Do you think it would have made a difference?
I think it matches up better versus Gyrocopter. I'm surprised they picked the Phantom Lancer versus Gyrocopter, but I think it would have done a lot better in a split push just because Havost went Midas first. He farmed for the majority of the game, and it was pretty much just Funnick doing the majority of split push, sometimes paired with Kuroki, and they really... LGD China 5-man for almost the entire last half of the game. And if you can get them to split up and pick off people with a Doom, with the Bat Rider lasso, then that's where their lineup really shines. But they were unable to do that. Funnick, again, he didn't really put out enough pressure. I thought he tried his best, but he had to not die as well versus the Gem. And an Anti-Mage, I think, would have been better suited to that purpose.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Anti-Mage would have made more of a difference. But then again, there were so many carries. Even if they went for Spectre, for example, I think it might have been more useful in the terms that Spectre can split push and at the same time can come back into fights, just be on top of you because of the hunt, so it's easy to jump into the Chen, into the Nyx Assassin, the more like behind the line heroes. Phantom Lancer is not a hero that's worked in this tournament at all. It seems that every time I don't remember him winning a single match.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Down with the PL pickers.
No, it's fine. I mean, it shows that the hero is not invincible by any means. It just needs so much to get ahead. And getting counterpicked by a Gyrocopter, and it's not even counterpicked because the Gyro was picked first.
Right.
If the Gyrocopter gets a good start, you get such an advantage that the PL has it really hard late game.
It's just like most of the big carries are just too good for some. Gyrocopter is too good. Anti-Mage with a Battle Fury.
Dragon Knight with a splash as well.
Yeah, and Alchemist too.
Yeah.
Alchemist can just crush them too. And speaking of Alchemist, I think that I don't think he's been played that much. We saw LGD use him one game in mid, but
yeah, it was banned a lot.
yeah, I think it's very important for them to ban it. Alchemist just seems like very imbalanced in the first 10 minutes of the game. If you get that free farm solo, it's just ridiculously imbalanced. But who do you ban out? They have the Wisp they need to ban out, the Alchemist, and then Bat Rider maybe too.
Yeah,
I think it's...
It'd be nice to know. Do you know guys who get the first
yeah,
pick?
who gets first pick?
Let's see. It's going to be... Navi selected the Radiant side, LGD on the Dire side, and they get first pick.
The Dire and first pick.
So Navi had the choice, they chose the Radiant side.
Okay,
Wow.
so this is interesting now because we see
Why did they pick Radiant though?
do they want to do something like
Funnick Windrunner? Do they
Funnick
value
Windrunner.
that?
Ancient?
Well, they have Funnick Windrunner, you have Shadowfiend and stack the small camp, you have Wisp and potentially pull the
And it's
small
also
camp,
the
which
better
will not
lineup,
happen.
the better side to go aggressive Trilate on, because you have access to that.
right
pool
to the pool.
Also, the jungle is a little bit more free
Jungle's
when
a
you
little bit
pull,
better for
and
Chen.
we haven't seen LG China actually go offensive trialing yet, so you know that's actually completely free.
Mm-hmm.
That
Better for
jungle
Tinker?
gonna get bodied.
There
So-
won't be a Wisp this game.
Oh,
I would bet a lot of money on
you
that,
know,
'cause LGD banned it
I'm
every
thinking
game.
right now something that Navi did, and this is completely a speculation, of course, but something that they did was go offensive when they were Radiant, and only when they were Radiant, they went offensive dual lane with like once it was like Nyx and Lina, for example, and they went Enigma. And they Enigma the offensive jungle, so they could rotate and get an early tier 1 tower against the solo safe laner. But anyways, it could be so many things. Maybe we'll see more Spirit. Oh, sorry, I was going to say Spirit
Breaker.
Spirit Breaker. No, Storm Spirit and Nyx could be something that Navi didn't do so far. We haven't seen Dendi Puck today.
Yeah, we've seen Dendi on not on any of his like showcase heroes, right?
No.
No
But
Queen of
it
Pain,
wasn't
no
ban
TA.
out, no ban either. on-
Let,
no
let's
Storm.
let's quickly remember what Dendi played today. He played Shadowfiend and lost.
Yeah, and
He
two
played
Bat
Bad
Rider
Riders, won one and lost one. And the other game, the first one, was Watson Magnus?
games. Dragon Knight?
Dragon Knight, yeah.
Oh no, was that the game?
No,
Hobos
he was
Dragon
played Dragon
Yeah.
Knight that game. So
can't
I'm,
remember.
I'm trying to think. Well, none of
easily
the
look it
Queen
up.
of Pain or...
The replays are bugging out right now in Dota 2.
yeah. Well, he played one
Someone
more.
in the chat will let us know. what we
Exactly.
missed.
But no Puck, no Queen of Pain, no Dendi kind of heroes with high
All right.
mobility.
Well, we're going to hop into Game 5 very soon here. Before we do our predictions, I want to give a quick shout out to MasterCard, who actually tweeted about the Alienware Cup.
Wow.
It's awesome to see MasterCard being invested in esports. Hope they continue to support it, and we hope they enjoy the coverage so far. If you guys want to show them support, tweet at MasterCard on Twitter, and be sure to let them know how much you're enjoying the tournament. Shout them out, and hey, you can use a MasterCard in the future, buy some Dota 2 products. That's what they're really hoping you'll do. And if you do it, maybe they'll support more tournaments like this in the future.
Whether we get Alienware Cup 2 depends on you.
Yeah. You have the power.
Have you done the rap yet, Louis?
What?
Have you done the rap
No,
yet?
I waited for you. You're gonna be my Yes 500 girls in the background.
I thought
So
it was supposed to be a
can't
halftime show.
Well, it was supposed to be, but the matches. I mean, we wouldn't stop the match because this, this is like a 10-minute setup until he warms up and practices in the laundry room.
I gotta go back to my.
I mean, have you seen
trailer.
the movie? Like, have you seen the Eminem movie? It's 8 Mile, where he sings this song, and he's like this guy that's an up-and-coming rapper, and he actually sings about like getting nervous. And I think this is Lumi right now. Did you have mom spaghetti today?
No, not yet. No, I have burgers.
Who
Which
the
one
fuck
you
says
throw
mom
that out?
spaghetti?
Yeah, those weren't even really burgers. Ugh.
Anyways,
I shouted out Mastercard. I should also shout out Alienware, specifically the Asia Pacific region. You can tweet at them as well, Alienware APAC, APAC, at Alienware APAC, and let them know you're happy. They were the ones who helped bring in Mastercard to this event, so as well as DPM, of course. She's hiding. She's sitting on the floor. Shout out to her as well. But we can do our predictions now, and then I think if the game hasn't started yet, we'll just take a very quick break. We'll come back for Game 5. Merlini, we'll start with you.
I'll say LGD China. They just really impressed me in the last 2 games.
Rares on NAVI,
Where's our Navi?
but betting on LGD. Hedging your bets.
Win either way, right? Well, I said that yesterday.
Wishy-washy.
too. I said that yesterday. You forced me.
flip
to that
flop.
one.
I know. Navi takes this. They pick again something that makes sense.
Is our style here yet? Or ours?
No, ours are Crystal Maiden. This is Dendy draft. I said that.
Dendy is not in the draft.
I thought it was
slot.
Dendy Space Cat.
No, it's Dendy drafting like he moves Puppy away from the computer.
In your
Get up.
words, he pushed him away.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it
No,
goes.
but see, that's the problem. Is Puppy's the biggest one. That's why he's the captain.
Yeah, but he has like the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's what they
So
say.
you saying Dendy's kicking Puppy in the shins right now?
Yeah, exactly. Like this lower center of gravity, you know how it is. It's more like. Then you would have been a great soccer player, I think.
You would have been a great physicist, but here you are.
Yeah. Who
Look
knows?
how far you've fallen. Just kidding. All right, guys, we're going to take a very quick break. The players are all in the lobby. We'll be starting in just about a minute. When we come back, we're going to be live with our final game of the Alienware Cup. It all comes down to one last game, LGD China versus NAVI. Best of 5. Winner takes home $25K and a whole lot of swag. Loser, only $12K. We'll see you after the break to find out who's going to prevail. Stay with us.